epic world of Middle-earth, alliances often determine the fate of kingdoms and the course of history. But amidst the turmoil of the War of the Ring, one puzzling question remains. Why didn't Saruman, the White Wizard, ally with Gondor against the forces of darkness? Saruman, once counted among the noble Istari, or wizards, was tasked with aiding the peoples of Middle-earth in their struggle against the encroaching darkness of Sauron. Initially, Saruman stood as a pillar of wisdom and strength, revered for his knowledge and commitment to the cause of good. As the head of the White Council and the keeper of Orthanc, his guidance was sought by many, including the leaders of Gondor. Yet, beneath his outward facade of benevolence, Saruman harbored ambitions that would ultimately lead to his downfall. As the White Wizard and head of the Istari, Saruman possessed immense knowledge and power. However, his wisdom was tainted by pride and a thirst for dominance. Over time, Saruman's ambition overshadowed his original purpose of aiding Middle-earth, leading him to seek control and supremacy over its inhabitants. Saruman's desire for power was insatiable, driving him to pursue forbidden knowledge and dark arts. He craved mastery over all beings, both mortal and immortal, and sought to bend them to his will. His lust for dominion blinded him to the consequences of his actions, leading him down a path of treachery and betrayal. Above all else, Saruman coveted the One Ring, the ultimate symbol of power forged by the Dark Lord Sauron. Believing that possession of the ring would grant him unrivaled authority, Saruman became consumed by his obsession. He saw the ring as the key to achieving his long-held ambitions, and was willing to go to any lengths to obtain it, even if it meant betraying his allies and embracing darkness. Gondor, the mighty realm of men in Middle-earth, stood as a bulwark against the rising tide of darkness emanating from the land of Mordor. Led by noble warriors and wise stewards, Gondor was a beacon of hope in the face of Sauron's relentless onslaught. The rightful heir to the throne of Gondor, Aragorn, also known as Strider, was a valiant warrior and a beacon of hope for the people of Middle-earth. His lineage traced back to the ancient kings of men, and his leadership was crucial in rallying the forces of Gondor against the forces of darkness. Steward of Gondor and father to Boromir and Faramir, Denethor ruled the realm in its darkest hour. Though wise and capable, Denethor's despair and obsession with the looming threat from Mordor clouded his judgment, leading to internal strife and division within the kingdom. The eldest son of Denethor, Boromir, was a proud and courageous warrior, devoted to the defense of Gondor. His valor and strength in battle were renowned throughout the land, but his desire to protect his homeland sometimes led him astray, as seen in his fateful encounter with the One Ring. These stalwart leaders, along with countless other heroes and defenders, stood ready to face the forces of darkness and safeguard the future of Gondor and all of Middle-earth. Yet, despite their valor and determination, they would find themselves facing an unexpected challenge in the form of Saruman's betrayal. In the shadow of Mordor's growing influence, the prospect of an alliance between Saruman and Gondor held the promise of significant advantages for both parties. Gondor boasted a formidable military force, renowned for its skilled soldiers and strategic prowess. By joining forces with Saruman's vast armies, Gondor could bolster its defenses and stand united against the hordes of orcs and Uruk-hai pouring forth from Mordor. Together, they could present a formidable front against Sauron's advancing forces, increasing their chances of victory in the looming conflict. Saruman's stronghold of Isengard, situated at the southern edge of the Misty Mountains, offered a strategically advantageous position for coordinating military campaigns against Mordor. With its well-fortified defenses and proximity to key regions, such as Rohan and Gondor, Isengard served as an ideal staging ground for launching coordinated offensives and defending against enemy incursions. As the head of the White Council and a renowned scholar and sorcerer, Saruman possessed vast knowledge and resources that could prove invaluable in the fight against Sauron. His expertise in magical arts and ancient lore could provide crucial insights into countering the Dark Lord's dark magic and devising strategies to thwart his plans. Saruman's stature as one of the Astari and a respected figure among the free peoples of Middle-earth lent considerable weight to any alliance he forged. By aligning themselves with Saruman, the leaders of Gondor could potentially gain diplomatic support and legitimacy on the world stage, rallying other nations to their cause and strengthening their position in the struggle against Sauron. An alliance between Saruman and Gondor held the promise of combining their military strength, strategic positioning, intellectual resources, and political influence to confront the looming threat from Mordor and tip the scales in favor of the forces of good. However, as events would unfold, the true nature of Saruman's intentions would cast doubt on the feasibility and desirability of such an alliance. At the outset of the War of the Ring, Saruman's allegiance to the forces of good seemed unwavering. Yet beneath his facade of wisdom and benevolence, a seed of envy and ambition took root, leading to his eventual betrayal. Saruman, once esteemed for his knowledge and wisdom, grew envious of the seemingly limitless power wielded by Sauron, the Dark Lord of Mordor. As the embodiment of evil, Sauron commanded legions of orcs and dark creatures, and his influence extended far beyond the borders of his realm. Saruman's envy gnawed at him, fueling a desire to surpass Sauron and claim dominion over Middle-earth for himself. Central to Saruman's descent into darkness was his obsession with the One Ring, the ultimate source of power and control. Believing that mastery of the ring would grant him unrivaled authority, Saruman sought to obtain it by any means necessary. He saw the ring not only as a weapon against Sauron, but also as a tool to fulfill his own ambitions and reshape the world according to his will. As Saruman's lust for power grew, he resorted to manipulation and deceit to achieve his goals. He feigned loyalty to the cause of good while secretly plotting against his allies, including the members of the White Council and the leaders of Gondor. Under the guise of aiding in the war against Sauron, Saruman conducted his own clandestine schemes, orchestrating events to further his own agenda and undermine the efforts of the free peoples of Middle-earth. Ultimately, Saruman's envy and ambition led him down a dark path of corruption and betrayal. He turned his back on his allies and abandoned his role as a guardian of Middle-earth, instead aligning himself with the forces of darkness in a bid for power. His betrayal would have far-reaching consequences, plunging Middle-earth into chaos and placing the fate of the world in jeopardy. As Saruman's lust for power and descent into darkness progressed, his relationship with Gondor reached a critical turning point, characterized by betrayal and aggression. Saruman's first overt act of aggression against the forces of good came with his decision to unleash his army of Uruk-hai against the people of Rohan, Gondor's ally to the north. With Orthanc as his fortress and Isengard as his stronghold, Saruman marshaled his forces to strike at the heart of Rohan, hoping to weaken Gondor's defenses and assert his dominance over the region. The brutal assault on Rohan's people, including the tragic events at the Battle of Helm's Deep, served as a clear declaration of Saruman's betrayal and his willingness to sacrifice innocent lives to further his own ambitions. In a bold and audacious move, Saruman sought to seize control of Helm's Deep, the ancient fortress of Rohan, and use it as a staging ground for his conquest of the region. However, his plans were thwarted by the combined efforts of the Rohirrim, led by King Theoden, and the Fellowship of the Ring, including Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. Despite the overwhelming odds against them, the defenders of Helm's Deep stood firm against Saruman's onslaught, repelling wave after wave of Uruk-hai, and ultimately emerging victorious. Saruman's defeat at Helm's Deep marked a significant setback in his quest for power and served as a rallying cry for the forces of good in their struggle against the darkness. Saruman's actions at Helm's Deep and throughout Rohan irreparably damaged his relationship with Gondor and the other free peoples of Middle-earth. His betrayal and aggression were seen as a direct threat to the security and stability of the region, prompting Gondor and its allies to take decisive action against him. No longer could Saruman be trusted as an ally in the fight against Sauron. He had revealed himself as a treacherous foe who would stop at nothing to achieve his own selfish ends. Saruman's downfall serves as a stark reminder of the importance of trust, loyalty, and unity in the face of overwhelming evil. Throughout his descent into treachery and betrayal, Saruman abandoned the values that once defined him as a guardian of Middle-earth, succumbing to the allure of power and ambition. In doing so, he betrayed not only his allies but also himself, ultimately leading to his own undoing. In conclusion, Saruman's downfall serves as a potent reminder of the timeless truths of trust, loyalty, and unity. In a world threatened by darkness and despair, it is these virtues that light the way forward, guiding us through the shadows and into the dawn of a new day.